Your VPN says you're protected. Mine does too. I'm looking at dnsleaktest.com right now and it's clean. So we're fine. Except 2 years ago, a security company tested the 100 most popular free VPNs and found 88% of them were leaking user data, DNS, IP addresses, or both. Then they tested the top paid VPNs. Better results, not clean ones. So the question isn't whether VPNs leak, it's whether yours is one that does. And here's the part the VPN industry would rather skip. After this video, you might not need one at all. Now, in this video, we're going to cover what DNS actually is and what a leak means, a live test that you can run right now, why the leaking happens by design, the standard fixes, whether you even need a VPN, and the architectural solution, and a 30-second monthly checklist. Now, before we do start, don't forget to subscribe because this is going to be a playlist and you definitely don't want to miss the next one. What DNS is and what a leak is. Alright, quick foundation because none of the rest makes sense without this. DNS, the domain name system, is the internet's phone book. Websites don't live at addresses like youtube.com, they live at numbers. For example, 142.250, etc., and variations of that. Your device can't remember those, so every time you type a site name, it quietly asks a DNS server to look up and return the number before the page loads, before anything else happens. Now that server by default belongs to your internet provider. So your ISP sees the name of every site you visit, not the content, the destination, every time. Now here's the part that matters. By default, that lookup travels like a postcard, not a sealed letter. Anyone handling it along the way can read it. A VPN is supposed to seal it inside an encrypted tunnel, so the postcard never reaches your ISP. A DNS leak is what happens when the postcard slips outside the tunnel anyway. Now, the connection looks encrypted, the VPN shows a green light, and your provider still has the full list of everywhere you've been. The tunnel was there, the data just went around it. Now you can check this in literally 90 seconds. Connect your VPN, open dnsleaktest.com, hit extended test. Now you're looking at one thing, the ISP name in the results. If you see the company you pay your broadband bill to, that's a leak. If you only see your VPN provider's servers, you're clean. For certainty, disconnect the VPN, go to whoer.net or ipleak.net and note your real ISP. Then reconnect and rerun. If that same ISP shows up while the VPN is on, the leak is confirmed. Now go ahead and also drop your results in the comments, clean or leaked, and which VPN you're using. It's genuinely useful information for other people watching this video trying to find something that actually works. Why it happens. Now here's the part most VPN coverage skips. In 2024, the independent testing team at Top 10 VPN ran 100 free VPN apps through traffic analysis. The large majority leaked data, IP, DNS, or WebRTC. When they tested paid VPN separately, plenty of those leaked too. Now this isn't a problem with cheap apps, it's a structural problem. Go back further. In 2015, researchers from Sapienza University and Queen Mary University of London tested 14 of the most popular commercial VPNs. The majority leaked IPv6 traffic, with DNS hijacking possible on top. That research is now a decade old. The architecture hasn't fundamentally changed. So here's why it keeps happening. A VPN is bolted onto your device at the network level. It tries to wrap your browser and your operating system from the outside, but your browser and your OS have their own escape routes built in. Windows sends DNS requests to multiple servers simultaneously for speed. IPv6 traffic gets missed. The half second your tunnel drops, traffic goes direct. The VPN patches from the outside. The leaks happen in the seams. That's not a configuration error, that's just the design. The standard fixes. Now you can patch most of this, and here's the standard approach. So go ahead and screenshot anything that you find useful. Enable DNS leak protection in your VPN. So go to settings and look for DNS leak protection or use VPN DNS only. If the option isn't there, that's a problem worth knowing about. Set DNS manually. In your network adapter settings, under DNS server addresses, point to a private resolver instead of leaving it on automatic. Then flush your cache. On Windows, that's ipconfig/flush DNS. Then kill the IPv6 leak. In the same adapter settings, disable IPv6 or force it through the VPN. These work, they have a ceiling. Patch one device, one browser, one configuration, and a browser update, an OS update, or a new network quietly reopens it. If you're managing more than one browser or identity, this approach, well, it falls apart. At that point, you've stopped solving the problem and just started chasing it instead. Do you even need a VPN for this? So here's the part the VPN industry definitely won't advertise. The specific thing their DNS leak protection is selling you is stopping your ISP from reading your lookups. You can already get for free with no VPN at all. It's called Encrypted DNS or DOH. It's built into your browser right now. Firefox enabled it by default for US users in 2020. Chrome and Edge followed the same year. Turn it on, point it at a provider like Cloudflare, and your ISP can no longer read your DNS requests. If hiding your browser from your ISP was the only goal, you may not need to pay for a VPN at all. But, and this is the part worth being precise about, encrypted DNS only solves the DNS piece. If the concern is IP exposure, marketplace tracking, separating one identity from another, or appearing to be somewhere you're not, a free browser setting doesn't cover it. Your real location is still visible. Sites still see exactly who and where you are, which leaves the actual question. If a browser setting handles DNS for free and a VPN still leaks everything else by design, what closes all of it at once? The fix at the source. So here's the approach I recommend. A VPN wraps a normal browser and hopes nothing leaks around the edges. The alternative is to start from a different architecture entirely. One where the browser itself is a sealed environment, not a normal browser with privacy added on top. That's what GoLogin does. Each browser profile is an isolated container. DNS goes only through the built-in proxy. WebRTC, the channel responsible for a separate class of IP leak, which I'll cover in the next video, is handled internally, so it can't expose your real address. Time zone, language, geolocation, and hardware fingerprint all match the proxy location. There's no postcard going through a tunnel. The channel that leaks doesn't exist. Now the setup actually takes just 2 minutes. On the GoLogin dashboard, create a new profile, pick a proxy or paste your own. Paid plans include 2 GB of proxy traffic a month. Nothing else needs adjusting. And the team's position is that automatic settings are already optimal. So go ahead and click run. Then before anything else, verify. Go ahead and open iphay.com or ipleak.net inside the profile. Check every parameter. No IP leak, DNS clean, WebRTC consistent, WebGL clean. Make that the habit every single time. Now GoLogin starts at £9 a month with a 7-day free trial. I'll leave the link in the description below. Who this actually matters to. Now, a quick note on why this sits beyond the paranoid about government category. Marketing agencies running multiple accounts on a single platform. One leaked IP links all of them. And several clients get banned at once. Affiliate marketers running ad campaigns and checking how they appear from different regions. Web scraping teams gathering public data at scale without getting fingerprinted and blocked. Now, these are all different operations, but it's the same requirement. The IP you show has to be the only IP you show. A leak undoes the work. For anyone running this kind of operation, testing isn't a caution, it's basic hygiene. The monthly checklist. Now, one more thing that nobody mentions. A cleaner result today doesn't mean a cleaner result in 3 months. A browser update, an OS update, a new network, and a leak that wasn't there can quietly come back. So here's 30 seconds what you should do once a month. Connect your setup, run ipleak.net. One page covers everything. Confirm no real ISP, no real IP, WebRTC clean. Check that encrypted DNS is still active in your browser. Then rerun after any major update. And that is it. So you can now test your DNS result in 90 seconds. You know why the leaking is structural rather than accidental, and you've seen how to close it at the source rather than patch around it. Passing a DNS test doesn't mean you're clean. There's a second class of leak that hands out your real IP directly from inside your browser, and your VPN can't stop it. Nearly 1 in 4 VPNs fail it. That's the WebRTC leak. And it's the next video in this playlist, so be sure to check that one out. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.